Hello, this is Greg Hernandez with Nasdaq's Market Intelligence Desk with today's look at the markets for Tuesday, May 25th. Futures are pointing sharply lower this morning, around 2% on continued anxieties about the crisis coming out of Europe. And what we've been seeing is reports that the IMF is urging the continued consolidation of banks in Spain. We saw that yesterday, 4 Spanish banks were forced to consolidate. So anxieties about the Spanish banking system in the news this morning. Also out of Europe, LIBOR rates are higher yet again. So this has been a theme that we've been seeing quite regularly here, where equity futures are really taking their tone from other financial markets, being the currency market with a weakening euro or sovereign credit default swaps going higher, indicating greater anxiety about sovereign debt, or in this case, LIBOR, again, indicating contraparty risk among banks in Europe. So LIBOR rates higher this morning. Again, that is dampening sentiment for the stock markets worldwide. And in European midday trading, stock markets are anywhere from 1.5% to 2% lower. What's going on here in the U.S.? Well, certainly housing data. So we saw yesterday existing home sales were slightly better than expected. So that was encouraging to some traders, although the markets did sell off. Existing home sales, interestingly, are now 27% greater than the low point. The low point was January 2009. And just 22% away from the high point of September 2005, if you remember the buoyant housing market here mid-decade. So one may say maybe that housing is halfway recovered, although we still continue to hear news about foreclosures and certainly a lot of stresses among municipal governments here in the United States. Today we will see the Case-Shiller Home Price Index. That's a survey of housing prices across 20 metropolitan areas that we did see turn positive for the first time year over year last month. That has been in negative territory since January 2007. And then tomorrow, Wednesday, we will see new home sales data. So again, very, very busy week as far as housing data here in the United States. And then finally on Thursday, we will see GDP. The second look at first quarter GDP. It came in first at positive 3.2%, so 3.2% GDP growth. Economists are now expecting that be inched upwards to 3.4%. Now that marks the third consecutive quarter of positive economic growth here in the United States. The two negative quarters were the first 2 quarters of 2009, in addition to the fourth quarter of 2008. So the first quarter of 2010 would mark the third consecutive quarter of positive economic growth. And finally, mergers in the news, also helping those positive market participants. Gentiva Health Services, which is in the home health care area, agreeing to acquire Odyssey, and Odyssey is in the hospice care business. So that's been all. This is Greg Hernandez with Nasdaq's Market Intelligence Desk.